This short video will show you how to create templates and use templates in a signing session. Now, templates are a great way to quickly set up commonly used documents with signing locations so that you can quickly apply that template during a setup to send it out for signatures rather than manually drag and drop the signature locations each time you set up that document. All right, to create a template, you click on Preferences, and then click on Templates to get to your Templates page. Now, on your Templates page, you will have a list of all of your templates that you've created, and it shows you your template name, the description, how many signers, and so forth. Now, to create a new template, click on New Template. And let's go ahead and call this the new rental agreement. This might be a form that I commonly use, rental agreement for properties. All right. Then you also have signer types. Now, these are not the actual signers themselves, but you will be mapping signers to these signer types. So most contracts and disclosures and real estate forms and mortgage documents, they all have different types of signer types, and so most of the ones frequently used are listed here. You can also use generic fields like other signer if needed as well. But in this case, I'm going to go ahead and say that in this rental agreement, there's a location for the landlord, and there's one landlord who signs on there, and then two tenants, up to two tenants, can sign on this rental agreement form. Now, you may only use one tenant in your signing, but that's okay. You can still set it up with two tenants, set it up with the maximum number, and you'll see in a second how we use it. Let's go ahead and choose the file to upload. So I'm going to go ahead and select my rental agreement and upload the document. Now, you can upload a blank version of this rental agreement or even a filled out version. It doesn't really matter. A template is simply going to just allow us to place zones as placeholders so that you can then apply it in a session. Now, for instance, here is the editor of the template, and right here are the signer types. So there was one landlord, and then tenant 1 and tenant 2. Okay, so landlord 1 is going to put a form field right here where they're going to enter their information, and then tenant 1 is going to put their name right here. And then I'm going to scroll down to the document and say that right here, tenant 1 is going to initial, and then tenant 2 is going to initial on this location. And then I'll say that tenant 1 is the one who's going to actually sign this. Okay, and then at the very bottom, tenant 1 is going to sign right here and place their date right there, and then tenant 2 is going to sign right here and place their date right here. So I'm basically just drag and dropping zones of these signer types and where they're going to sign. Okay, and then finally at the very bottom here, again, the residents, the tenants are going to, oops, not a signature. I'm going to place an initial location for tenant 1 and tenant 2 as well. And then also I'll have tenant 1 actually place the date in this location. Okay, great. So this is how I quickly create a template, and I'm going to go ahead and save. Again, these are signer type locations. Now let's go ahead and save this template, use it in a signing session. Okay, so now we're going to use the template during the setup of a signing session. So here we are in step 3 of the signing session process, and you see that I've got a document that I've already uploaded. It's called the rental agreement, and you see right now there's 0 locations. And so what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to click on apply template right here, this icon, and now my templates are going to be displayed to me. and here I'm going to choose the new rental agreement. Here it is, and click next. And so you see that the system is telling me that, okay, this particular template has the following signer types. It's got a landlord 1, a tenant 1, and a tenant 2. And so now I need to choose which signers are my signer types. So once I've done that, and at this point also, if a signer is missing, if you suddenly realize, oops, I forgot to add a signer, you can quickly go in and add that signer right here. So once you add signers up on this row right here, they will show up in this pull down list as well if you need to add them on the fly. Okay, but also I'm showing you an example here where, let's say there isn't a second tenant, even though my template was defined with 2 tenants to sign on this form. Well, that's okay. I can leave it blank, and so now when I click next, it'll say they are signing locations that have not been assigned. Would I like to continue? Sure, that's fine. So it'll remove the locations of where the second signers need to sign. All right, so now that I've done this, let me quickly take you to the next step, and you see that the zones are automatically placed for the landlord, for the tenant, and you see that only tenant 1 is signing. Tenant 2's location that was here has been removed because they're not part of the signing. So that's how you can quickly use templates in a signing session to automate the process and to autofill and auto tag your document with the signing locations that you've defined in that template.